I've been reluctant to make this video because as such a new Japanese learner still myself, I don't really feel qualified to teach anyone anything. But I'm going to present this more as another step in my journey of language learning, which is what all my Japanese themed videos have been aimed at, documenting the learning process. So, if you're also learning Japanese and you happen to stumble upon this video, you may have noticed there's a lot of confusing information out there that makes it seem like you may never, ever be able to understand it at the level you'd like, even if you studied it for 10 years. But a lot of people are literally just copy and pasting what they've read from overly academic books. In the first month or so of learning this language, I was banging my head against the wall. Because I'm not a football fan. What do I mean? Well, if you tried using football terminology to explain a simple idea to me, I'd be lost. A simple idea, and I'd be lost. Because I don't recognize those terms. There are areas of fluency even within a singular language. If you're not an architect, you won't get very far making small talk at an architect convention. So that's why I'm going to make this as digestible as I possibly can. When I finally realized how easy this actually was, I showed one of my roommates how to use in 5 minutes what took me 3 weeks to fully decode because of overly complicated explanations. After that, I showed 2 other people as an experiment to see how fast they could grasp the basic idea. And guess what? They all picked it up in 10 minutes or less. And so can you. So let's get to it. There are 5 mas forms to know. Mas, do, will do. Mashita, mashita, did do. Masen, won't do, don't do. Masen deshita, masen deshita, didn't do. Mashou, let's do. That's as simple as I can possibly put it. Now the next step is verbs. We all know what verbs are. They're action words. Eat, run, watch, play, etc. In Japanese, there are 3 groups of verbs. Now, any Japanese experts watching this might disagree, and they're probably right, but this video is aimed at learners on step 0 and a half, not advanced learners. I'm going to go slightly out of order and start with group 2. Group 2 are known as ru verbs. If you have a verb that ends with eru or iru, you simply drop the ru, ru, and add your mas ending. For example, miru, to see. Taberu, to eat. Let's return to our mas form guide. If you want to say, let's eat, how do you do it? Remember, all you have to do with verbs that end in eru or iru is drop the ru and add your mas ending. So, let's eat is taberu, subtract the ru, plus mashou, let's do, equals tabemashou, let's eat. That's it. How do you say, I saw? The verb is miru, to see. Does it end in eru or iru? So, what did you do? You saw something. Miru minus ru plus mashita, did do, mimashita, saw, or in this context, I saw. Do you follow that? Is that easy enough? There are a few exception words to this trick, but not very many. You can just Google the very short list at any time. And the exception verbs conjugate just like group 1 verbs that aren't hard to understand either. Let's discuss how they work. Okay, group 1, known as u verbs, or you to your English-speaking mind. How do they work? Well, any verbs that are not eru or iru, eru, idu, they are probably group 1 verbs. Okay, is that too confusing? I hope not. For example, nomu, to drink. Iku, to go. The only thing to know with U verbs is the U changes to I and then add your mas. That's it. How do you say I don't drink? Nomu becomes nomi plus masen, won't do, don't do, equals nomimasen, I don't drink. That's literally all there is to it. How do you say I didn't go? Remember, U changes to I and then add your mas ending. Iku becomes iki plus masen deshita, didn't do, equals ikimasen deshita, I didn't go. And a tip to expand your range in Japanese in an instant is just add ka to the end of any statement to make it a question. So the statement is ikimasen deshita, I didn't go. Ikimasen deshita ka? Didn't you go? Boom. Works with everything I have previously mentioned, and it works with group 3 verbs, which we'll now take a look at. Group 3 verbs are a very small group. Suru, to do, kuru, to come. Suru becomes shi, and kuru becomes ki. And add your mas form suffix. That's it. If you come across a verb like benkyou suru, which means study, it conjugates like suru. For example, I studied or studied, past tense. You would take benkyou suru, which becomes benkyou shi plus mashita, did do, and it becomes benkyou shimashita. Well, that's it. I hope that any part of this video has helped you in some way, and that's all I have this time. Now Google some verbs, express yourself, and have some fun. And as a final note, I recommend any learners of Japanese learn the hiragana alphabet. It may seem like a pain at first, but it's really not difficult, and it'll make the process way easier, especially when you start communicating with real Japanese folks. Just memorize it and get it out of the way.